Hey everybody, we're back with more The Last Door Collector's Edition. This is chapter 4, should be the end of it. Um, and then we'll go on to season 2, soon-ish. I do want to check out season 2. I'm very curious where this is going. It's always been strange, but it's gotten stranger. So, let's see what happens. After escaping from his burial, Devitt finds himself in a cellar of London's darkest slum, the Old Nickel Rookery. In his pocket he has a ticket for a show called The Four Witnesses. Devitt walks through the misty streets, following a strange man who seems to guide him. He learns the legend of the Simurgh, the king of birds. Following its trail through a dreamlike land of fog, Devitt finally meets Alexander, a member of the secret group Devitt and his friends had at school. Alexander welcomes Devitt and speaks of an entity called the Bird that has been calling them ever since the experiment they conducted back then. Miss Goose. There is no turning back. Last thing he did was hand me a mask. Oh, I'm him now. I have made up my mind. That's Devitt. Oh, am I Alexander? Okay. I'm ready. Just curious if there are any other options along the way here. Go on, do it. Do it. Do it. Hopefully this isn't too loud. This game is very loud. I have to adjust my audio settings every time I go back to it, compared to every other game, pretty much. Can you see all these stars twinkling in the black outer abyss? All the constellations traced by human eyes in long distant eras. What are we doing now? Look now to the forest in the valley, to the old tower. From the last tree in the distance to the stars in the sky. And even the stones beneath our feet are just silhouettes that hide the truth from our poor senses. Ancient shadows that hang over the veil that hides the world. As if it were the curtain of a theater, the veil separates the truth from the lie. The veil is a place, Devitt, a place of mists. Anthony's great abilities brought you here, but his influence will soon fade away. The mask of lies will descend over your eyes once again. You must find the door as I did. The door that gives passage through the veil. Open it, and we will walk together beyond the mist. I suppose you were wondering why I called you so urgently. Cannot deny it. Your letter was truly mysterious. I have been traveling, Doctor, to Scotland. Have you heard about the massacre of St. Gall? Why, yes, the tragic event has been the continued object of speculation and grim rumor in every newspaper in England. For weeks now, pamphlets have claimed that all kinds of macabre things took place. But I don't understand. How is this all connected with my patient? He was there. I'm afraid he's one of the victims. Dear God! Oh, talking about Devitt. So were these the two doctors? At the end of the last one, we got a letter. I think this guy got a letter from this one who had been looking into it. I might have those flipped, but we saw like a scene with them two talking about trying to find Devitt before it's too late. Are you telling me my patient has been murdered? Murdered? Thankfully, no. Please excuse me for alarming you. I did not mean to give this impression. Herr Devitt was attacked but survived. What was Devitt doing there? Many years ago, the St. Gall Hospital was a boarding school. It appears that both your patient and Mr. Beechworth spent a part of their youth together there. We can assume that Herr Devitt was investigating something. He believed he had found a clue related to his friend's death. Also, Alexander was just saying that Anthony's talent opened the door for us originally. So it sounds like because he's now dead, it's possible that Devitt could just he's already forgotten the ritual and details until the priest reminded him. So it's possible that he would actually forget all of this is real and write it off in his own head with more separation from it now that Anthony's dead, which is strange. I wonder what Anthony was capable of doing. What happened to him then? It seems the criminal was caught by Herr Devitt in the midst of the act. Then he tried to do the same thing to Devitt that he had done to the others. Fortunately, the nuns arrived in time to unearth him from the coffin. Herr Devitt was hospitalized. The nurses report that he remained unconscious for an entire day. So he didn't come out of a coffin in some foggy London poor area with ghosts everywhere. Apparently he actually was found by the nuns and he's been in the hospital. What was the cause of those awful deaths? No one knows for sure. The victims were inflicted with terrible wounds. All of them had an expression of utmost terror on their faces. I suspect you did not find Mr. Devitt in the hospital. Indeed, he was already gone by the time I arrived. I have not been able to determine his whereabouts since. I see. What conclusions do you draw from all of these circumstances? I have some theories, but I would prefer not to reveal them until events have unfolded. In all of them, there is a fundamental element whose role has not yet been revealed. And what leads you to this conclusion? It is something that the Holy Sisters found beside Herr Devitt within the coffin. An empty hypodermic needle with traces of an unknown substance. Episode 4, Ancient Shadows. I'm sure this is the place. Alexander's house must be just ahead. Okay. Quite dark. The ancient castle of Pevensey rests in the distance. It was a garrison first built by the Romans, but was abandoned and has been a ruin ever since. There is a large iron bar latching the door. A beautifully crafted steel greenhouse. It is old but still in good condition. It's quite odd that the door was latched from the outside. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Before I go in there. It may have taken all day, but I finally made it to Alexander's house. And just in time. Soon it will be pitch black. Okay. Well, let's just check this first. No. Nope. Nope. Considered walking further in. Just, yeah, you know what? Nope. Probably need a light and a weapon. Maybe a flamethrower. It's latched. I can't open it from this side. Am I going to regret opening that and just leaving it open for whatever made all those noises? Probably. No one is answering. Perhaps I should go inside anyway. I'll just tell the household that I'm an old friend come to visit. A strange woman stares down at me, glaring with a silent reproach at my intrusion. Footsteps. There must be someone upstairs. Must be. A well-crafted grandfather clock, but it seems to be out of order. One of the hands is missing. Interesting. That's how I saw movement. It might just be me. It could be Pevensey Castle, but in this painting, the garrison is not in ruins. A couple of old teacups sit on the table. One of them is full and still warm. Nothing? Okay. Where is this going? An oil lamp. Hell yeah, I want that. Just some old bottles. I don't think I need to go out here yet. I had a feeling I'd be outside. Can I unlock this stuff? Yes, I can. An ancient stone well. A rope hangs inside, disappearing into the darkness below. The rope is broken. I'll keep this end. Oh. Not like I would have used it to climb or anything, because it would have died. It would have broken. Looks like someone was buried here. So he does recall being found by the nuns. I can't dig with my bare hands. Is he thinking maybe somebody was buried for the same purposes as him? Transport them to wherever? Alright, let's go upstairs first. It's a diary. This is the last thing written. The last pages have been ripped off. October 12th, 1887. It's been a while since I can't devote any time to this diary for reasons beyond my control. An event most tragic has taken place in this house. Mr. Dupre has gotten ill, immersed in an everlasting stupor from which, it seems, he shall not return any time soon. Since the accident, I patiently took care of him. The doctor's treatments don't seem to do any good, though. I feed him like a child and make sure that all of the sculptures in the house are turned toward the wall. What else can I do? Why would you turn all the sculptures towards the wall? Everything else makes sense for taking care of something. October 13th. The clockmaker just left. He has done such a good job. In the end, Mr. Dupre is not going to be able to notice the change in the clocks that he had so insistently requested. In his state, time will not be a problem anymore. So he insisted on these changes. They did them, but he's not aware enough to know. This looks like a diary of a member of Alexander's household. What happened to them? A pantry with spices and ingredients. So, turning the statues and removing one of the hands from the clock. They wanted it. The owner wanted them to do that, or Mr. Dupre. Dupre. But why? The silhouette of a man, it bears a strong resemblance to Alexander. The silhouette of a woman. A figurine of an angel facing the wall. A fine painting of the local Roman structures. They somehow seem more ancient in this depiction. Is that Alexander? Alexander! Is it though? There is a scribbled annotation in this piece of paper. The veil is something we sense in our innermost being incessantly. In vain do we waste our lives craving to tear through. It is Xylatha, the curtain behind which the great wings beat. Inside its ancient mist inhabit the shadows of those who left. The table holds nothing but a box with the description laudanum, to be taken in case of anxiety. It's empty. Maybe he was anxious. This cuckoo clock is covered with dust. It seems to be missing an important piece. The bird. The face of the clock has been turned. Can I do anything with it? A misty dock overlooks a gray ocean. Gulls wheel overhead. Alexander, it's me, Devitt. I'm sorry if I startled you. You told me I should come here, and I came as soon as I could. Can you tell me what is happening here? He gives no answer, but persistently stares at something nearby. He appears to be in some kind of hypnotic trance. Is everything alright? Why are you sitting in a wheelchair? Are you hurt, maybe? Can you stand? He is staring blankly at some distant point, as if he has not heard my question at all. When I was downstairs, I could have sworn I'd heard footsteps. Were they yours, or is there someone else in this house? For a moment, I felt a flash of hope that he was looking at me, but he is unresponsive. Alexander, please, say something. I don't know what to do. I don't understand. Just what happened to him? I mean, you woke up in a graveyard after having woken up from your coffin, or so you thought, and wandered around a part of London, or so you thought. You already met with Alexander, or so you thought. You already met with the other people of this group, cult, whatever, trying to get through the veil, or so you thought. Then you woke up again in a coffin, but this time you were in the graveyard at the place where you were attacked. The boarding school. So how do you realize that conversation with Alexander didn't happen? In reality, anyway. And he's off in wherever you guys met up, that you traveled to while in the coffin somehow. It's very strange. It's like to get to that land or through the veil to meet with Alexander, he had to be buried alive or close to death. A huge chest made of oak wood. A portrait of an old man, maybe a ship captain. It looks like he's trying to guard this chest with a stern glare. Stern this. There's a large iron hook inside. I'll take this hook. There was a fragment of a diary under the hook. August 5th, 1887. I can't work in the basement anymore, those wretched sculptures. I feel them stalking me in the darkness. I know it is not possible, but I can hear the crunches, the flapping wings, stone grinding on stone. Their frozen paroxysms, with what diabolical art were those gestures conceived? An eternal movement, attention, an impossible struggle to get back to life they never had. I might place them outdoors in the greenhouse and let the mold devour them, and wasps make nests of their hollow hearts. Wow. Not a fan of the sculptures. Try this one first. That's blood. Camera tripod. I imagine these are related, but we'll get there in due time. Pictures hanging from a cord. They look as if they were improperly developed. You can hardly distinguish anything. A basin with a copper drain. Okay. A lamp is hanging from the ceiling. Its bulb casts an intense white light. It looks like some kind of red tinted glass cover used to mask the lamp. It's completely shattered on the floor. Oh, that was blood. So it's red glass like this. The image of a couple wearing rat masks at a festival. Sure, it's a festival. A glass jar containing a yellow substance. The label reads cyanide. Why would I want or need cyanide? Am I gonna poison somebody? It is a big book of home chemistry recipes. A few pages have been bookmarked and some articles are underlined. 3149, collodion for photography. Collodion is the vehicle by which the photographic chemicals are united upon the surface of the glass and the sensitive coating produced. Many formulae are published for this article, to which great value is attached, some supposing that to its peculiar composition belong the principal causes of failure or success. This is only in a degree true. To develop a positive image. This is done by pouring upon the plate about 1 ounce of the vitriol spirit solution and only then adding 5 or 6 drops of the cyanide acid. Then the plate must be thoroughly washed and watered to remove any excess of the chemicals. The causes of failure. They would almost require a chapter by themselves. A long experience convinces us that 9 out of every 10 failures occur from a want of care, the presence of dirt, negligence. One cannot be over nice, careful, or cleanly, the best results always rewarding the most painstaking. If a mistake is made in the order specified in the formulae, quickly flow clean water over the plaque and start again. One ounce vitriol spirit, 5 or 6 drops of cyanide acid, then thoroughly washed in water. If you fuck up, quickly flow clean water over the plaque and start again. So you washed either way. An instrument whose workings are beyond my knowledge. Okay. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to do that here. So am I gonna finish developing these, I guess? I have cyanide. I need some kind of vitriol solution. And the surface to put it on. A picture of an angel with a gentle face. Large envelope of black felt covered in dust and ashes. It is labeled with a warning. Do not open it under white light. A bust with his face turned around. Before I do anything with that. The shelf is lined with strange and complex books. Some titles include The Movements of Shadows, Preserving the Mind, and Lessons Beyond Nature. This seems an invoice. May this document serve as a record of the payment made corresponding to the following work. The cuckoo clock mechanism has been modified to give the strokes exclusively at 6:15 in the afternoon. In addition, a special device and a switch have been added to synchronize all clocks in the house. Okay. It's a letter. Dear Alexander, I have excellent news. A contact from the university has given me access to a 12th century alchemical, wow. It's alchemical tomb containing an amazing formulary. There is no doubt that sometimes mere contemplation takes the mind to places that otherwise it would have never visited. Leafing through the grimoire and marveling at the exquisite illumination of its pages, I have been struck by a sudden epiphany, a radical but elegant method that I have decided to try. Forgive me for not providing any information about the method itself. As soon as I get definite results, I will write you immediately. I believe fortune has truly smiled upon us today. Videt Neque Siet, June 8th. Interesting. Can we look for the... He looks miles away. Alright. The cellar door is locked. I need a key to open it. Okay. Just double checking, but I thought that was the case. Let's go. Can I open this now? Guess not. Light it on fire. No? Okay. This pane looks as if it had been broken from the inside. Something got out. A jar of vitriol oil. I must be careful, it's a powerful acid. Huh. Okay. A statue of an angel with its wings spread. Its head is missing. A statue of an angel covered in mold. It's glancing at me with a sad gesture. glass. Does sound like the statues are moving on their own, which is creepy. Okay, so I don't have anything to dig the grave. I don't have anything to... I don't have the key to open that. I don't have the surface to do the little photo experiment. I don't think. But I will try that in a second. Okay. Why did I do that? Because it broke. I put a hook on it to get the bucket that I was trying to pull up originally. Within the mud and dirt inside the bucket, there was a small bird of brass. That's for the cuckoo clock. Strangely enough, there doesn't seem to be any water in the well. I thought you were going to climb down. Alright, well, some sort of progress. Yeah, just some old bottles. Anything I missed in here? A well-crafted grandfather clock, but it seems to be out of order. One of the hands is missing. But the bird is on the right, on that gold plate thing. A little brass bird. When shaken, it makes a noise as if there was something inside. That's interesting. Would it be better to break it? The bird fits perfectly. That's it. That can't be it. Why did I take the bulb? Am I going to use that for this experiment? Did anything change? Alright, so it would be vitriol. Nope. Nope. It said it needs to put the photographic plate in an appropriate place to work. It's an envelope that says do not open. Not a photographic plate. Can I open it? Yeah, I don't understand why I can't open it. The tag on the envelope advises against opening it under a white light. I took the light out. Why can I do that? Tag on the envelope advises against opening it under a white light. Yeah, I know that. Can't. It's still missing something. I have to be. But this is how I use the water, apparently. Oh, wait. See, that's different text, but... Tag on the envelope advises against opening under white light. Does that mean I have to change this first? Okay. Light bulb may be of some use yet. I think I have to... create the light for the photographic development before I can open this. What was this? Wait, what was the time? 6:15 in the afternoon. Okay. Where would the button be? Quarter past 6. How come I can't turn this? So right now it's 11:15. But why can't I do anything to it? Let me put the bird there. Yeah, a special device and a switch have been added to synchronize all clocks in the house. Wouldn't that be this thing? vitriol, then the cyanide, then the wash. I don't understand. Where would a suitable place to work? Wouldn't it be this table? Above that sink? Yeah, but why won't you open it? Why do I have this light bulb? The bare branches of the tree stretching to the sky break the night in 1,000 pieces. Mm-hmm. Poison them. Okay. poison everybody. I don't know. I think this is the first time this game has had me running around this much without having an idea. I feel like I do have an idea of what to do, but just nothing's happening. This might be the first time I cut something out of this, just to get rid of the tedium, because I am running around just pixel hunting for something in the background I must have missed. Because it's not responding to anything that I think it should be doing. So clearly there must be something else to do. Excuse me. Just randomly clicking shit at this point. I found it in the fireplace. I don't understand why I can't open it anywhere, and why it's talking about it like it's the photographic plate I need. I don't know that. I can't open it. Is there a key I'm just not seeing somewhere? I mean, I put the bird in here and it didn't let me do anything after that. I don't understand it. I feel like I would have been better off breaking the bird. was in a dark room. That didn't matter. It seems like I need to do the puzzle with the chemicals. But I can't get it to trigger. Says I need to be in a dark room. I need to put it in a suitable place. So clearly this is the right room. Where's the suitable place? I have tried putting this thing everywhere. It's driving me crazy. Yeah, there is no light. I have candlelight. Can I put it out? I have to be missing something. It says white light, but these only respond to. Oh god. I don't know. I made it into a dark room. Do I need the red light? But it won't let me. And we're back. So with the lantern, you can go back to the very beginning and explore. I have a feeling we're going to progress again now. The corpse of a deer. Its abdomen torn open. It looks recently dead. Now the bulb is grossly covered in blood. That's his way. Not that chemical test. Screw that chemical test. Oh, God. I need to come back out here to find a dead deer to wipe a bulb in blood. Really? Is that what was in the warehouse earlier and crashed through the glass? Or is whatever killed that? Whatever crashed through the glass. Whew, boy. Man, I've been wandering around for a little while. Just trying things. Great. Inside the envelope there is a glass plate, one side covered with an opaque substance. I've placed it on the basin. Now we do the vitriol. The oil has caused a strong acidic reaction. Now we do the cyanide. I've applied the liquids in the correct order. All that remains is to rinse the plate. An image is appearing on the plate. It's a photograph of Anthony and Alexander. You want a photo? That was creepy. Hey, you guys blew my bloody light bulb. The light bulb has exploded. The image is back in the frame. Yeah, I wouldn't develop photos in here either. I'd have them all come out poorly like this did. Oh man. So what's up with the clocks? I still don't have anything to adjust the clocks and it still won't let me. I put the bird in that, but it wouldn't let me do anything afterwards. Alexander, do you recognize this photograph? Take a look. It is you and our old friend Anthony, and there's someone else blurred in the background. Who's the third figure? Does he mean something to you? The bird awaits. The bird awaits. Piece of clockwork, a hand. Great. He's breathing heavily. He seems to be lacking air. You want some cyanide? I'm sure it'll help. Totally sure it'll help. Just do this. I'm tired of looking at this clock. I put the clock in its place. I only need to set the clock to the correct time. 6:15. Nope. I think the bird flipping the bird is what changes the clock time. Pretty sure. I don't understand. The face of the clock's been turned. That means you can't do anything to it? I don't believe that. Let's go make sure I had the time right. Has been modified to give the strokes exclusively at 6:15 in the afternoon. In addition, a special device and a switch have been added to synchronize all clocks in the house. Don't understand. Did I not do that just now? Quarter after 6. That would be 3:30, but maybe the hands are wrong. I don't know. But I put the bird on here. The bird still doesn't appear. I don't understand how it fit. So it only chimes at 6:15, but maybe I have to set the time to 6:45, which is the time on that clock that I can't mess with, which is not 6:15. It's 6:45. Nailed it. I don't think that's right. Quiet. Oh, never mind. What am I doing? That says 9 o'clock, not 6:15. God, or 6:45. I'm an idiot. It's turned sideways. That's 9 o'clock. I was having the thought like, oh, it's sideways, and did it anyway. Still managed to mess it up. Oh, it's changing. It was 6:15. Okay. So now it has to be 12:15. I thought that the button was supposed to synchronize them. It keeps making that one mess up. No. It is synchronizing them, but the clock face is turned sideways. So that is the clock that needs to say 6:15, I guess. The sound came from upstairs. I assume they both would do that. It's a lie, though. Clock mechanism is definitely broken. The bird has burst out at the stroke. Now its beak is open. There was a key inside the bird. All that for what was inside the bird. I wouldn't have put the bird, when he shook it earlier and was like, sounds like something's inside the bird. Break it. Don't put it back in the clock to have the clock break it. Seriously. It's okay. And that clock puzzle. I don't know why I was assuming that the one I was changing was the more important one. That was just silly. Oh! A dusty carpet of Asian origin. Okay. Mold and dust cover of the portrait, making the subject indistinguishable. Okay. There are remains of a Roman mosaic behind this wall. I can't distinguish anything clearly. An ancient statue in poor conditions. Okay. Old ruins. It seems they were part of the Roman settlement. A huge cage full of leftovers and dirt. Animals have been captive here. Jars and test tubes. Everything is soaked in chemical residues and the air is filled with the smell of vinegar. Innumerable jars full of murky objects suspended in formaldehyde. Okay. A book written in a language unknown to me. There is scrawled notation written in English on one of the margins. This, and no other, is the function of the serum we manufactured at the boarding school when we were young. It is something we did not understand at the time, to accompany the mind to the proscenium of the big theater, and there help us to look behind the curtain that separates the world of men from the land of truth. To look, I say, if anything, to apprehend an image of what lives there. Just that. With a hoopoe allow us to raise the curtain enough to walk off the stage and go beyond? Is there a guardian of some sort, besides the bird? Unlabeled bottles and lab equipment. Looks like there's something behind that. A bunch of dust-covered beakers with repulsive liquids. A few of them have developed fungi inside. So most of it's in a language unknown to him, which is strange, but... So they manufactured a serum. Hmm. Hmm. Alright, I guess I'm not making it. Why would I use the photo on that? Doesn't make any sense. I guess I came here to find a note. And that was it. I don't... Should we bring the note to him? This piece of fine furniture has several drawers. Inside this one, there's a gardener's shovel. The cabinet has a large stain of mold due to the high humidity of this atmosphere. Is that the only one that would let me open? It said it had several drawers. Let's do... Game crashed. I apologize. Looks like I'm cutting another part out. Awesome. I don't know where it would pick us back up. Okay. That's not so bad. I don't know why it crashed. It's weird. Alright, let's take the shovel and get out of here. Go dig up a grave and then... I really don't know. What if Alexander's buried in here? A wooden box. It seems too small for a coffin. The lock is very rusted, almost shattered. The lock still resists. I can't open it by hand. I wonder if acid would help. These are both highly acidic. Why'd I have a flashback to that? What is it? The remains of a humanoid body, but with a grotesque animal aspect. Maybe a small ape? It has a collar with some engraved words on it. Old Mike. Wasn't that the name of the gravedigger? The skeletal fingers of the creature are clutching a rolled up canvas. It's a map of the stars. Excuse me? Beside the corpse there's a paper leaf. Dear Alexander, undoubtedly your methods are definitely stronger than mine. How do you manage to get results with such alacrity? I feel like I said that wrong. I don't know if I've ever heard that word out loud. I've read it before. I feel like it's got a sound in it. But I could be wrong. Alacrity. On another note, my epiphany with the treatise of alchemy was not accidental. When examining the text closer, I have come to the conclusion that for a time, Raymundus Lully sought the same thing as we did. In his account, he describes a formula that he calls hoopoe. Yes, like the legendary bird. It closely resembles the serum with which we have worked so far, except for minor differences. It's a pity what you tell me about old Mike. I hope he gets better soon. July 2nd. Now I have a photo and a map of the stars. Oh god, that sounds like Alexander. Well, let's hop to it. Because, you know, we definitely found a lot of stuff that was enlightening. It's not true. Alexander! Where'd he go? Somebody just attacked me? Oh, no. This just blew open. Some diary pages on the wheelchair. The paper is ripped apart, as if someone had stripped it off the book hastily. These were the missing pages from the diary book, I think. October 31st. I'm writing this in the light of my desk lamp, hoping to be able to remember it all when the birds finally sing and the sun's blessing dispels the dark shadows of the mind. During the whole afternoon, a strong wind hit the valley, so strong that it has cracked a larger branch of the old oak in the garden. I find it hard to get sleep during these nights, so I read a lot while accompanying the professor. I don't really know when exactly I fell asleep. I was awakened by the chill of the night, which was seeping through the open window. I looked outside and I saw him. The professor was miraculously awake. What was my joy to see him standing on the balcony, watching the valley with a true serene expression, enjoying the fresh and calm air right after the storm. I felt that a blessing had fallen upon this house, and, for a moment, I felt immensely happy. I stared at him for a while without saying anything, being afraid of spelling a vision I hadn't believed possible for a long time. And then, in the midst of the silence, I heard a sound that froze me in my seat and snatched all my calmness with such a terrible chill that I will never forget. A loud noise beside me, low-pitched as the drag of a slab. Mr. Alexander Snore, who was pleasantly sleeping in his bed. I've already made a decision. I'll leave this house. So he saw him on the balcony. And also in the bed. Wait a minute. Does that mean he's in the bed? No. Okay. Starlight brings some brightness to the forest. A statue is holding something. It's a lens mounted to a metal ring. There are some strange symbols marked on the surface. I think it's for looking at stars. It's some kind of navigation map. Several constellations are marked. The Summer Triangle, Altair, Vega, and Deneb. It's gonna be important for some reason. I just can't figure out why yet. I think it has something to do with that weird object in the other room. I didn't mean to read these again. No? That's interesting. So what did we come here for? That strange device in that room is the only thing I recall seeing that had any kind of strangeness to it besides the stuff in the basement, but nothing I interacted with wasn't just lab equipment. So maybe it's back in the basement, but I'm not confident in that assertion. There's nothing in here. But considering how little we found in the basement, I kind of feel like these are going to be used down here. That wasn't English. What was that? I knew that. I knew that was something. But we couldn't move it for some reason. There's a mountain of compacted snow. Snow? It wasn't snowing out, was it? A narrow window in the ceiling of the vault. Yeah, that's a telescope. What's this, though? It looks like a note. An envelope with a letter inside it. Dear Alexander, I'm terribly sorry about old Mike. Will you put him to rest in his favorite place? After weeks of unsuccessful attempts, I've managed to distill the alchemical formula based on the notes you sent me. Certainly you're a master of this craft. The subject reacted to the serum as usual, rapidly entering into a state of waking sleep. Suddenly, the convulsions stopped, and since then he has not been responding to any kind of stimulation. He has remained in this state for many days. My diagnosis is brain dead. Which should be our next step, Alexander. I'm worried this could be the end of our research. Yeah, you're not trying to make yourselves brain dead. There's a dark hole in the center of this room. It delves into the depths of the earth far beyond what I can see. A wooden secretary desk, beautifully carved. The flip top has no knob or lock, just some strange symbols. This is related to constellations. I'm looking for the main star in each constellation, which are the large ones. No, I didn't mean to do that. Crystal fits perfectly in the telescope. So the head was this one, but then, yeah, looking for that shape. It's a line of like 4 in a line for Altair, and Deneb is kind of on its own, not near any of what looks like almost a straight line underneath it of 7 stars. Probably gonna have to come back to that. Not the triangle I'm looking for. It's definitely that one. It's definitely that one. It's that guy. This is the summer triangle. Those are the symbols attributed or associated with it. Okay. There is a small cabinet with 2 slots for syringes. Only one of them remains. The voice again. It comes from the bottom of the pit. Empty hypodermic needle. Nothing else here. No other reason to go in that. Okay. Alexander! I don't think that's Alexander. Might be his body. because he did wander from his wheelchair. Somebody else's home. Oh, this is all leading up to what the chapter opened with, I assume. The whatever process. There's a chair in the middle of the room. A variety of surgical instruments and some jars with chemicals in them. Get him. No, why did I do that? This is what you asked me to search for, is it not, Alexander? Am I right? The last door. Thalathal. The last door. We can cross together. What should I do? I am waiting for you, here in the mist. It's nearby, I can hear it. What is nearby? What do you hear? I hear the beating of its wings. It knows we are afraid. I am ready. Sit down. Alexander. Yeah. You want some acid? Take it. I gave him the syringe. That was when I was controlling him. I had to interact with Devitt. Then I had to interact with the table. Then I did that, and that's when he started seeing the people. Do you think that we will find any clue here about Devitt's whereabouts? The police must have taken almost everything, but we have no other leads to pursue. Hopefully they have overlooked something. What about this room? So, there's a sealed letter between this table and the wall. It looks like Eyre Beechworth never sent it. I think it is best that you read it. Dearest Alexander, please, you must reflect on this. We do not yet know what we are dealing with. If you were to open the door, it may stay that way. An open way forever for whatever lies, well, an open way for whatever lives on the other side. So this is who's been communicating with Alexander and all the letters we're finding. So did we just open the door for that evil bird thing? Doesn't seem like a good idea. I'm back in the mist. By the by, I got an achievement in the last chapter for getting that mist segment right on the first try. The maze part. Just saying. Who you running off in a row? I think that was the most backers they had in any of the chapters. Not bad. It looks like there's some extras. But I've been on this for a while now, so I think I'm gonna cut this one now, and I gotta edit some of the, a quarter of this episode at least, which was just running around doing nothing. So overall, it was fun. There was no fail state. You couldn't mess up, which I have mixed feelings about, but I think it worked in this setting. They're more just trying to have a creepy atmosphere and a really weird Lovecraftian type mystery. Opening doors to other realities and stuff. So I can see why. I can forgive that for the other content that was in it that was good, that kept me going. Um, Other than that, yeah, I look forward to season 2. Um, Especially for an indie team that was a Kickstarter, especially an older one, and like early before that really blew up. It was good. It's impressive, and like I said, I think the first episode, uh, there is a mobile version of these games, and I think it's free. It's not free on Steam, but it's not outrageous for what it is. Especially if you catch a sale or something like that. But the mobile one is free to try, at least. Maybe people don't want to play this type of game on their phone. All right, but maybe try it there. Then go buy it if you want. But yeah, that's it. We did it. Season 1, The Last Door Collector's Edition. So, Season 2 is out. I do have it, and we will get to it for sure. Let me know if you want to see these extras. I clicked on the morgue when I was just testing this, because the first episode of this series is actually one of the first videos I really experimented with recording. So I did try the morgue out, and the morgue, they're basically small snippets of what you've been seeing, much smaller scale, quick shot, one scene, a few things to do, and information and more context and exposition around not the main character, but the things and other people. So, like the morgue, I think is someone doing an autopsy on Beechworth, and obviously there's one called Beechworth Wake. So, just you can find little things in those that'll give you more context to try to maybe better understand the other parts of the story. But yeah, I mean, if people are interested, I'll definitely play it. I can play all 4 of these probably in one episode. But I'm not doing that right now. If people want to see it, let me know in the comments, and I'll do it for sure. I can fit that in. But I think after this, we got the next part to Song of Horror coming up, next part to Last of Us 2 coming up, and a few new ones that are going to be sprinkled in. I don't know if I'm going to wait until I finish one of those first 2 to start the other ones, or maybe I'll do a new episode of those bigger games every couple days or week. Like a new one per week seems too long. A new one per every few days, and then on those off days between new episodes of those, I'll put one shot smaller games that I found, or just smaller series. Just depends. But yeah, other than that, I thought it was pretty good. It was definitely worth it, and I love these types of games. Like I said, the only real drawback for me was that there was no danger, there was no fail state. Where like the old Monkey Island games and those, especially King's Quest games, those could be very unforgiving. You can mess up, and as long as you save your game regularly, you're fine. But this, you don't save your game because there is no fail state. You can't mess up. The worst you can do is what I did in this final episode: wander around, not finding anything to interact with. But despite that, I still thought it was quite good. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and that's the last episode on The Last Door, at least the first game. So, alright, I will see you in the next video. Have a great night.